Hello? 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 Hey. Peanuts! Hi, Cody's.
Hey, gang.
It's Annie and Jessie.
Welcome back.
Today we have a not regular video. Usually our videos are trying to be funny and cheerful and make you guys laugh, but today we have a little bit more of a serious video to talk about. So essentially September is Suicide Prevention Month, and I've seen a lot of TikTokers and YouTubers and people just come forward and kind of talk about it, and I think that dialogue is really important to continue. So in honor to kind of end the month, we thought it would be important to talk about mental health. The reason is because there's a lot of shame and stigma associated around that topic, and I think people don't talk about it, and I think that's really unhealthy, to be honest. I think it's very unhealthy for people who do have those thoughts to not feel welcomed to talk about it, and I think it creates a lack of connection for people who've experienced that to talk to each other. I think it's only the right thing to do to join in that and be a resource out there if anyone else has had those thoughts or felt that way, that they feel comfortable to reach out and talk about it, and to just know that they're not alone. We went to like a small high school. No one really talked about it there, but I'm sure that there were tons of kids in my high school who either thought that or even attempted, and I would never know. So I'd want them to feel comfortable. You know, if you want to start talking about it, and if you would ever want to message me and talk about it, we can. And the reason that we're talking about it specifically and why we wanted to make a video, or at least I did. Okay, yeah, she's just nervous. And it's really hard to talk about, is that I'm someone who's struggled with suicidal thoughts for like 10 years, like for as long as I can remember, since I knew what that word meant. To be honest, I feel like I've struggled with it my whole life, because when I was a kid, I used to wish I was never born all the time. I used to run away from home and stuff like that. That was ways of me making myself disappear without knowing that there was like a concrete way of making myself disappear. And then once I learned what that was, I kind of did eventually at a young age in high school start beginning to, one, have those thoughts, two, I did like attempt. I've attempted quite a few times, more times than people know about, even my own family knows about. And one time was really bad when I was 19 in college, and I did like literally almost die, like so close. I went to the hospital, and the hospital couldn't even treat me, so I had to be transported all the way to the University of Iowa hospitals, and I had to live in the ICU there for like a week because I was having organ failure. Even though I was taken to the hospital like within a few hours of me attempting, it still wasn't enough. I'm lucky, I guess, even that I was able to be treated. I don't really remember a lot of that time. I blacked in and out, but I did want to ask you how it made you, I do want to ask you how it made you feel when that happened, because some of the other times that I tried to kill myself, you didn't know. What did you feel then, knowing that that was happening?
I can't do it. Like, I just can't. Like, right, it's just like, you're like this, like, it's just, it's something where I can't comprehend it exactly. It's just like,
do you ever think about it still to this day?
Like the basic, like I'm at like school where it's like check on your friends. Everyone fucking says that.
No one does it though.
Yeah, you should actually like go check on your friends.
Yeah.
Like, don't just like the tweet that's like check in on your funny friends or check in on your friends. Like actually check in.
But I actually feel that way though. Like I resonated a lot with like Robin Williams, because everyone saw him as like this funny person and like this light, and like I am in a lot of people's lives. Like in my family, like I'm like the funny little clown and stuff, but like I'm actually like deep down I'm like the Linkin Park singer. And that's how like I felt for years. So people like don't really know, because you could be like having fun and celebrating, and they're actually suffering on the inside, and like people don't really know, and they're just kind of putting on this facade and like having fun. And like this is a weird piece of information, but the time that I almost died was Thanksgiving. So like people just think like I'm having fun and like partying because it's Thanksgiving and eating my food, but like I'm not. I'm actually suffering on the inside, and like people don't know. And that's why I don't like Thanksgiving anymore. So if people are watching this and wondering why I don't come to your Thanksgiving parties, that's why.
Maybe grasp the content of that.
Well, that's the only reason I'm saying this actually, is because people get offended that I don't want to hang out with them on Thanksgiving, and it's like I'm gonna put it in the video to say, this is why I'm not coming to your Thanksgiving. Just, and don't ask me to come.
Or if you ask, don't expect a response.
That time was just like different because I almost died. So now like whenever it's the anniversary of it, especially because it was a holiday, like you just know that that's the date and you just like think about it. I don't know. It's just like a heavy day and you just think about it a lot. It's pretty traumatizing though. Like that's the other thing that I kind of want to make the video about is like, I think the important thing is not even just to help people who have suicidal thoughts, but to help people who have attempted. People don't understand like how traumatizing it is to survive, basically, because one, the mental hospital is like the most traumatizing thing to ever happen to anyone. Like our mental health system is like so fucked. Like I'm taking that political stance right now. Like the mental hospital is more traumatizing than me trying to kill myself. Like I'm not someone who ever like blocks things out in my head and like forgets things. Like you know how some people like if they have trauma they like block it out and they like can't remember it. That's like the one thing that like I do block out is the mental hospital. So that proves to you that it was the worst thing that's ever happened to me because I don't block out anything else. And it makes it worse. So like you just tried to attempt, right? So you are in pain and you're alone, right? And then what do? They isolate you in a room all day by yourself with like no human connection. No therapist came and like gave me therapy. All they did was like freaking medicate me, just like pump drugs in me. That's it. And then like my family can come for like maybe an hour a day. What the hell? Like in most mental hospitals like don't even allow you to have a phone or anything. You're just fucking watching TV all day. Like how is that good for you? I think it's ridiculous. I don't know. That's my stance. So my point is that's the most traumatizing. But two, attempting is traumatizing in general because I traumatized a bunch of people and Jess doesn't want to talk about it, but I'm assuming she's traumatized. My grandma is the one who found me and like alerted my family that I needed to be taken to the ER because I was dying. So she's traumatized now. My parents were there and they're traumatized now. And the point of why I'm bringing this up is now like I traumatized all these people, so now like I feel bad. What I did like hurt all these other people, and even though I'm still alive now and it's better than me being dead for them, I still hurt all of these people. Now I ruined Thanksgiving, for example, for not just myself but for actually a bunch of people. My point is like people don't talk about like the trauma and the aftermath basically, and people just like don't bring it up anymore. Like it's kind of weird.
I feel like I'm being called out.
It's not just you. Oh my god. No, but here's more trauma. So like one, you black in and out, so that's traumatic. Two, they make you do legal proceedings while you are under the influence and ill. In my case, I was ill and was like not mentally there. They made me do like legal proceedings. I got interviewed on like whether or not I needed to be put in a mental hospital while I'm hopped up on drugs. So like, do you think those answers that I gave were like good answers? Like, no. Of course they're gonna put me in the mental hospital. Just everything about it is like so messed up is my point. Like they don't even wait till you're well to interview you. It just pisses me off. Like it's so dumb. I don't know, it's really hard. And like, so even after that attempt, I like attempted a few times, but it was never like that bad. I have almost died like several times, but that was the time where it was like scary. The mental hospital made me not reach for help now. I will never reach for help again. I will never, if I'm ill, go to a hospital again. The few times I attempted after that, I concealed it and hid it from everyone because I did not want to be put there again. Then you have so much anxiety afterwards because you're alive and you just wasted weeks of your life now almost dying. So I like missed weeks of school, you know, and it was finals at that time. It was like my first semester at a new school, like I had just transferred, and then I like missed 2 weeks of school and like everyone's texting you like, where are you? And like you can't answer and say why, and then like your teachers are like, where are you? And like you can't get your assignments in. Like I literally like the second that I got home, like went back to school and work. Like I literally was doing homework like the second I got out. You don't even get a break to like recoup and to like mentally get back to where you are. I went from like 0 to 100 really quick. So that's what I'm talking about when I say like the trauma. Like it's just a whole mess. Everything about it is a mess. Like no one is understanding. No one cuts you a break. Like no one cuts you any slack. If I had just died, I wouldn't have had to do my fucking finals. So it's just stupid. Well, it's just so dumb.
You just look like you're like...
Because I'm over it. It's like years of this stuff. But it just doesn't make sense. Like, I now have to complete my finals. Like, I wasn't planning on that. One, I, like, feel bad for, like, my sister. And I don't want to, like, leave her alone because she says it'll make her sad. And like I have 3 dogs, and like I don't want them to be homeless.
Your reasoning sounds like you're a kid.
I think it's important to laugh about it though. No, but people like don't really realize like how hard it is. I like struggle with like even the suicidal thoughts like while I'm working, and I'm like, oh, should I just like miss this meeting and like go out? I don't know, it's hard. So that's why I say like why people need to like check in on people, because they just don't. And then even when I try to reach out to people, to be honest, like they don't respond. It's really hard. That's why I am actually very lucky that I have Jess as my sister and my best friend, because she always answers and no one else does. So yeah, but if I didn't have you, I wouldn't have. Cut.
Yeah.
So basically my point is you should reach out to people, because people need it. People are hurting. And I think, you know, we saw with COVID that people were even hurting even more right now. There's a lot of factors at play here. I mean, people have depression, anxiety, OCD, and even more serious stuff than that. And there's all kinds of things that are like affecting people. And even without that kind of stuff, I mean, people have so many stressors, like families getting sick and stuff like that. Life is hard. And the whole reason we're here, not to be philosophical, is for connection, human connection. But
That's true.
even if you don't feel comfortable reaching out to people and you're feeling this way and you feel like you're alone, 1, like message me. I'll talk to anyone about this, to be honest. 2, like realize that there are people like in your corner that would always be there. Like the thing, I was crying because Jess is the one person I can always rely on to pick up the phone and to care and to like worry or whatever about me. And like she'll love me no matter what, like even if I went to prison.
You know me, hello?
Yeah, my grandma said if I like murdered someone and went to prison, she'd like still come visit me in the prison. So
It's me and Omi, that's
yeah,
it.
so that's who I have. No, Omi really is though. She really is that real one. Omi, I know you watch my videos. She's 80 years old watching these videos on her phone. Omi, you are a real one. If I was sad or anything like that, like she would call me a million times until I picked up. Like 50 until I picked up. Like she would not quit, and she really cares about me, and I think it really says how much she cares about me, considering that she's the one who found me that day. Like she was looking for me, like she knew something was wrong. She's special. I love you, Omi, if you're watching. But my point is there's someone, like a grandparent. If you have a sibling, I guarantee your sibling cares about you, and your sibling would be sad if you were gone. I've seen other siblings who have lost the other person to like drug overdose or suicide or mental illness in some way, and it really hurts them. That's kind of what I think about and tries to help me if I do ever do something, is that I try to think that Jess would end up like them and feel the way that they feel, and that, you know, makes me sad. Yeah. So stay here for those people. And then another thing that people say is it does get better. One thing I did want to comment on that is it's okay if it does not get better. It did not get better for me. It got worse, and that's fine. Well, because everyone says it gets better, and that like really fucked me up, because I thought like by the time I turned 23, since I was like 19, since the really bad time, that it would get better, and it like has not gotten better. Like it's gotten worse. I just want to say it's okay if things don't get better, is my point. Like maybe it gets better when we're old, like who knows? But there are things that even if it doesn't get better, that will make you happy. Not saying you're happy all the time, I'm definitely not, but certain things that give you joy, basically. So one thing I will say is if I was gone, I wouldn't have this YouTube channel, and I'm really grateful for this YouTube channel. Like people don't know, but like this is the one thing that keeps me going, and I'm really happy that I'm doing this, and I like doing it every week. It's something that like gives me something to look forward to, gives me something to work on and be proud of and be creative, and it makes me feel good. So thank you, like seriously, to every person who watches our video and subscribes. Like it means the world to me. I get excited for every subscriber I get, for every video that does well. Every video that I edit, I work like 20-30 hours a week on, because I love it. So thank you to everyone who's doing that and can support our channel and support our dream, so that we can try to keep producing stuff for you guys and to kind of accomplish what, you know, I've been dreaming to do since I was a little kid.
You wouldn't have seen Stinky.
I would not have my beagle.
You would barely knew Callie.
Lessons. Reach out to people.
Seriously,
be nice.
like, actually,
be nice.
Don't pretend to be nice. Be nice.
Yeah, actually just be kind to people. It'll make you feel better, and it will make other people feel better. And like I said, you don't know what people are going through. And it's okay if things don't get better, and it's okay if things are not okay.
Yeah. Also, maybe like educate yourself if you're not aware, because then people stereotype or kind of negatively dig at mental health in a way where
Yeah.
it's their fault they have it, and I feel like it's something that needs to be treated like more physical health issues. So if
Yeah.
I'm sick with a cold, you can also be sick in other ways. So I feel like people aren't sure about that. I don't say like people aren't aware.
Yeah, no, but I agree, because some of the funniest and happiest people are suicidal, so you can't judge a book by its cover. And it's like you said, like, people stigmatize it and think like it's their fault and it's like one kind of way, and it's not.
Yeah, make sure you like and subscribe for more,
so that we can keep producing content and I can have 1 ounce of happiness in my day once a week.
Yeah. Another example is Pete Davidson.
Yeah, Pete Davidson is
a
really
lot
funny.
Of people, that's the love of their life, like me.
Yeah,
I love him.
I love Pete Davidson,
But people
and I
don't think about
resonate.
it. Yeah. I like him because he's.
I like that
special to
he's
community.
honest.
Yeah.
People are not honest, and I like that he talks about
Yeah,
it, and I like that he jokes about
Like
it.
he does dark humor on literally like SNL, and I think it's something people are like, "Whoa, that's so bad to say," but I feel like it's almost something where it's like the people who understand are like, "Yeah."
I laugh about it, and I
Yeah.
like laughing about it. I think it's a good coping mechanism, but I'm not at all making fun of anyone else when I laugh
yeah.
about it, or anyone else's situation. But yeah, if you want, reach out to us if you want to talk.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. Happy Suicide Prevention Month. Prevent that shit.
Actually,
Prevent it.
take care of your homies. Kiss them goodnight.
And prevent it. Prevention.
Love you guys.